I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ok, eu vou seguir um pouquinho a história dele aqui. Vamos lá para a sala de reunião, pelo menos, e aí a gente vê o que acontece.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Olha só, uma porta que se abre. Falei que tinha uma porta que iria se abrir alguma. Stanley entrou no armário de vassouras, não havia nada aqui. Se virou e voltou ao caminho. Se ele está querendo que eu volte, então vou ficar aqui esperando.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
Tá, ele tá começando a ficar irritado que eu tô dentro do armário de vassouras esperando. Ok.
Significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending?"
Ele acabou de falar que tem mais um final, né? Ele acabou de dar um spoiler.
I hope your friends find this concerning. Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Tá, agora ele acabou de me insultar.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now.
Ele tá muito bravo.
You're dead.
Tá, ele decidiu que eu morri. Entrou nesse armário, saí. Dessa física desligou. Ele tá falando que eu morri. É isso.
The responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
Tá, agora ele tá chamando outra pessoa que esteja perto de mim, morto no computador.
It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Ok, vamos sair pro corredor pra ver o que acontece, depois a gente volta pro armário pra ver qual que é a reação dele.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Ok, ele falou que é o segundo jogador e eu entrei e...
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
Ele continua muito brabo, velho. Ele não gosta mesmo que eu fiquei no armário de vassoura. E agora ele tá puto com o outro porque ele também entrou no negócio de vassoura. Ai, ai. Tá certo, eu acho que acabou as interações dele pelo jeito. Ok, então vamos fechar a porta. Vamos continuar seguindo. Pelo jeito acabou as interações no armário, mas foram ótimos, sei lá, 20 minutos que eu fiquei. Ok, se eu subir vai pro escritório do chefe. Só que eu vou descer, claro.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had
repetindo os negócios?
His boss would think he was crazy.
Ué,
And then
eu
something
voltei pra
occurred to
garagem?
Stanley. Maybe, he thought
Não,
to
deve ser
himself,
só coincidência. Deve
maybe
ser,
I am crazy.
tipo assim, um mapa
All
espelhado.
of my coworkers blinking mysteriously
Eu
out of
voltei pra garagem
existence
mesmo.
in a single
Mas
moment for no
cadê a
reason at
escada?
all. None of it made any logical sense.
Eu acho que eu entrei num
And
loop.
as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other
Viado, eu
strange
entrei num loop,
observations.
então...
For example,
esse daqui com certeza é o terceiro
why couldn't
final.
he see his feet when he
Não vai ter
looked
como eu
down?
sair daqui.
Why did
E ele já tá
doors
falando,
close
pô,
automatically
tem uns
behind
minutos
him
já, então...
wherever he went?
Provavelmente não vai ter
And
como eu
for
sair
that
daqui.
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Tá certo, eu acho melhor ficar parado.
Came to the
Melhor.
conclusion that had been on
Ih,
the tip
pera,
of
que
his
é aquilo ali?
tongue. He
Velho,
just
aquilo ali é minha
hadn't found the
sombra.
words for it. I'm dreaming.
Esse
This is
é
all
meu
a dream.
modelo.
What a
Ué.
relief Stanley felt to have finally
Caralho, parece um
found an
modelo
answer,
super
an
genérico. E
explanation.
pelo jeito é um personagem
His
feminino que
coworkers
tá
were
ali.
actually gone. He wasn't
Então
going
eu
to
ando
lose
pelo
his
mapa
job.
assim,
He
com o
wasn't
bração
crazy
aberto,
after
o
all.
corpo todo aberto assim,
Thought to himself,
e vou
I suppose I'll
flutuando
wake
pelo
up
mapa.
soon. I'll have to go back to my
Olha só.
boring real-life job pushing buttons.
Então é um modelo
I
super
bet this
genérico.
will
Deve ter só
enjoy this
pego um
one
boneco ali e
and
colocado dentro do jogo.
So, he imagined himself
Velho.
flying and began to
E eles ainda
gently
colocaram a
float above the
sombra.
ground. Then
Ai,
he
meu Deus do
imagined
céu.
himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled
Ok, agora
that
só
he
tá
had
tendo umas
still
viagens
got
mesmo e tá
How was he remade
tentando me
so
convencer de que
lucid?
tudo isso aqui é um sonho.
And then perhaps
Eu
the
fiquei fissurado
strangest
mesmo, foi
question
com o meu
of all
modelo ali,
entered Stanley's head.
retão,
One he
em
was
posição
amazed
de
he
T.
hadn't asked himself sooner.
Gostei pra caramba daquilo ali.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss, I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real, I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Esse é o terceiro final, beleza.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
E pera, o cenário mudou. O cenário mudou totalmente, velho. Tá, eu acho que eu posso continuar jogando. Eu quero ver o que esse final me reserva.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two
Ok,
open
tem esquerda, tem
doors,
direita, eu vou pela
he entered
direita.
this was not the
Certo.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
Ok,
he
ok,
wanted to
ok,
stop by the
ok.
employee lounge
Passar lá na
first,
sala pra
just to
admirar
admire
ela.
it.
Beleza. Vamos passar direto, a gente sabe o que ele faz aqui quando eu entro nela e tal.
This room.
Ok.
But eager to get back to
Agora tem aquela
business,
porta ali que ia pra sala de
Stanley
reunião, né?
took
Eu já
the
fui
first
reto.
open door on his left.
Mas eu quero ver o que acontece. Então eu não vou entrar por aqui. Não, eu vou seguir dessa vez pela sala de reunião.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
E agora
and
tem um
got back
elevador.
on track.
Eu vou pelo elevador. Com certeza eu vou pelo elevador. Ok, vamos ver o que acontece se eu descer.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
Ok.
So now in order to get back, he needed to
Mas é
go
uma
on
espécie de garagem. Nenhuma dessas duas portas abre. A porta que eu vim fechou.
some left.
Ok, aquela porta ali abriu. Vou lá.
Oh no.
E ela
No,
fechou.
it's to the right, my
Agora
mistake.
essa abriu.
No,
Ué.
no, not the right.
Ele tá ficando
Why would I
confuso
have
com
ever said
qual
it was to
direção
the
que eu devo
right?
seguir.
What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Tá, ele tá pensando.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left,
Ok.
Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Ah, abriu uma das portas da garagem. Ok, então... Pelo jeito não tem como fazer nenhum outro caminho. Pelo jeito é seguir reto mesmo. Ok, vamos seguir então. Uou, o que é isso?
No. This
Velho,
is
o que é
private
isso?
talk.
Que
You're
tem
not
de
supposed to
tela?
be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Não, essa daí é a mesa de cada um dos funcionários. Olha, Employee 3, Employee 51, Fired. Velho, é tipo um observatório. Não, ele tá falando que eu tô estragando a história inteira. Completamente inutilizável. Agora eu quero saber que ponto da história que eu chego aqui. Porque olha só, tem lugares ali embaixo pra andar, velho. Será que se eu seguir a história principal eu chego aqui? Não vai dar pra saber nesse vídeo. Pois bem, eu espero que vocês tenham gostado desse vídeo. Eu vejo vocês no próximo. Fiquem atentos no vídeo que vai sair hoje às 18 horas. É um vídeo super importante porque é de informações. E eu vejo vocês lá. Valeu, falou e até mais.